All right, let's see how this works out. Okay, here we are. Appreciate everybody coming over back to the Stranger Oddities here. We're testing out some new equipment here. Those of you that follow the main channel, the other channel, I guess you kind of know what's going on. So this is actually the first or second outing with this that we're doing in this format with the new camera. The other one we did was a close-up, so that's on the other channel. Anyway, we got this also testing out this microphone that we have here laying on the desk for now. I'll move it here slightly. Hopefully that doesn't affect any audio. But anyway, we've got some recent pickups here. I know there's a lot of you that really enjoy these recent pickups. What are we grabbing from the local record stores, book exchange, etc. So this is a pile that I've been picking up. I go pretty frequently, as you probably notice. So I picked up some odd ones and some that are, you could say, okay, not so good. First one up here, no particular order. The Church. It's a Dario Argento Presents. When I actually first saw this in there, because I don't recall this movie and I never really saw it, but I did see that it was a Dario Argento film. Little did I know, it's not directed by him. It's presents by him. So I noticed they put his name above the title, and probably just to try to help sell the movie. Now, normally in cases like this, the movie's terrible. It's usually like, we just need somebody's name to put on there so we can sell tickets and bags of popcorn. In this case, this was not bad. It's actually a film by, I want to say, is it Michel Soavi? So probably pronouncing it wrong. It's another Italian film. It came out in '89, and again, this is one I never really heard of. So upon watching it, really like it. This is one I'm definitely going to keep in the collection. Most I keep in the collection because I'm a horror junkie. So really interesting. It's about a ancient evil. This basically satanic cult gets buried on this grounds, and I believe they just build a church over it or something. So obviously you can see where that goes. That's not very good. Not a good idea. So good effects. There's definitely some sprinkling of gore in this movie. And the story keeps you intrigued. Unlike most of the Italian stuff that you kind of like, especially the more gore effect oriented ones, that's pretty much the heart of the movie. In this case with The Church, the gore effects are not the heart of the movie. If you're just trying to go for the horror gore effects, this is probably not going to be the movie for you. But if you're intrigued by the story and the aspect of it and the storyline, I liked it. I really did. I thought it kept me going for it, and it kept me wanting to watch it. And so this is along the same vein of like Deep Red, stuff like that, like more of the Gallo, or however you want to pronounce it, that kind of a storyline. So actually, kudos to that movie. Alarm going off. Okay, next one up here, American Gothic. I had this years and years and years ago. I had a copy of it, lost it somehow. Always kind of, this one was the one that kind of stuck in the back of my mind to always pick up again. And so here it is, American Gothic. It's got Rod Steiger in it. It's just one of those really creepy kind of movies where it's like the house or the cabin with people in it that time forgot, they're still living in like the Stone Ages kind of deal. Kind of a weird story. The people kind of get trapped there, and then all the kind of strangeness of it. But it is cut with a really twisted aspect of horror. So pretty good. Not exactly my favorite type of movies. I'm not too wild on the extreme religious, like kind of like it must be punished kind of thing, you know, not too wild on that, but it is one that I picked up. Again, this one I got from the record store. This was $12. All right, this one here, always heard of it, and this is one I don't believe I saw way back on the VHS days. This is called New Year's Evil. New Year's Evil was one of those. I saw the cover more than I saw. Definitely did not. Like I said, I didn't see the film, but I saw the cover a lot. I watched this, and to be honest with you, a lot of people like it. They really, you know, they kind of like, you know, praised it a lot. For me, I gotta admit, I'm gonna tell you that it was just, to me, it was just another run-of-the-mill slasher film that I honestly, there was nothing memorable for me in it that I just was like, oh my gosh, this is the greatest film ever. I can't wait to watch it again. You know, it's just one for the collection. Can't say that it was like I have anything memorable in it. I know it sounds bad, and those of you that really like the film, I'm sorry. This one's more recent. I picked this one up. Blood-Sucking Freaks, also known as Sardu, Master of Screams, or Screaming Virgins. Saw this many years ago. This is a 1976 film, just a total exploitation film. The idea of the film is disturbing, very disturbing. The idea of the film is disturbing. The effects in it, by today's standards, is comical. But I don't look at it in that aspect. The idea of this was just sickening. I don't know. There was just something sickening about it. And it really, yeah, when you see all this stuff written on it, you know, the stuff that, you know, they say, you know, only once in a century can such evil, whatever, most outrageous, and it really is an unsettling film if you think about the concept. Again, like I said, by today's standards, it's nothing, you know, amazing, but the gore effects are pretty, you know, they're typical for the era. But it's the idea of the movie. It's what they're portraying. That's what's kind of like, you know. So, okay. Cold Ground. Total accidental buy here. Typical VHS kid. Saw this cover art and said, I gotta get this. This looks really good. As it turns out, this is kind of a harder film to locate on physical media. This was released by Wild Eye Releasing. Never even heard of them. But this is a found footage movie. I thought this was an older 80s type movie, but it is not. It is done in the vein of that. Pretty good. Some of the movie is in a foreign language, but for the most part, you know, it's almost not worth mentioning, but some of it is. Total found footage kind of thing. They go into the woods, the cold woods, creatures and stuff like that start popping up. I can't remember if it's like a werewolf type thing or what. Good effects, good creature effects. It's actually a pretty creepy movie with the atmosphere. So pretty cool movie, Cold Ground. Again, that was like kind of a weird, like I bought it and didn't even know like what was going to happen, and there it is. Texas Chainsaw, not going to lie, most of these have been done to death. Nothing beats the original. You know, that's been said many times over and over again, but it is so very true. Nothing beats the original. The original is by far the best. Why did I get this one? Because Alexandria Daddario, she is gorgeous in this, and it is just good in that. She just makes the movie. So I got a little bit of a thing for her, so I had to have this one. But it's actually not a bad movie. This is not one of the more terrible ones they've done. This one's actually pretty decent because I like the story. I like how they kind of carried on. And the more of these they start doing, the more each one kind of embodied its own storyline. You really almost didn't need to see the previous one, except for the ones where they did where Arlie Ermy was like the sheriff. You know, that was like the first start of the major remakes, I think. I could be wrong, but all right. Grabbed this one because it was on discount, so it was listed for $15.99. I got this. I grabbed it. I think I paid like $6 or $7 for this. Rawhead Rex. Never did see this when it was out on VHS. Never saw it. This is a story by Clive Barker from the Books of Blood, and I saw the cover art a lot, but I didn't actually see the movie. Rawhead Rex, basically, you get the idea. It's this creature running around completely doing its thing. There is a scene in it that you can clearly tell this is a Clive Barker movie and story or whatever came from Clive Barker. Some strange, bizarre stuff. But I will say this one, you will see the monster right away. I think within the first like 5-10 minutes, you see the monster. Boom, there it is. Full, you know, there's the monster. So kind of an interesting take. They did the opposite, where usually you only see a glimpse of the monster or whatever. This one, clearly, they spent a lot of money and work on the monster, and they wanted to use it as much as possible. Cat o' Nine Tails, Dario Argento. Another one of those in that vein of Red, Deep Red, and the Gallo films. Another good one to have in there. What's the other one? Like Bird with a Crystal Plumage, Lucio Fulci's Don't Torture a Duckling, that kind of stuff. So really like these. This was an Arrow releasing, so I kind of pay attention to who's releasing. Like this one, Rawhead Rex, KL Studios releases a lot of good stuff, so I keep an eye on the studios who's releasing. Arrow does a really good job, another one of my favorites. So had to grab this. It was $16. You know, figured grab it for the collection. Really good one. If you're into the Italian stuff, that's one to have for the collection. Last but not least, from Vestron Video, saw this cover awful lot in the videotape stores. I may have seen it back in the 90s. Didn't really recall it too much. This was one that when I first saw it, it didn't do much for me, but when I bought it again, or I don't know, I never had it. I got this mixed up with something else. For the longest time, I always thought I actually had this movie. It wasn't this one. It was another one by Vestron called Blood Diner. That's the one I kept getting mixed up with that I thought I had or didn't have. So, Chopping Mall. Crazy robots basically gone haywire that were supposed to secure the mall. These people get trapped in the mall. The robots are on the loose, obviously chopping them up. Pretty cool, typical 80s movie going on. You can tell they were very influenced by the original Dawn of the Dead 78. You could tell they were a bit influenced by that, just by some of the sequences and everything. But overall, pretty decent movie. It's not very long. It's 76 minutes. So it does have some pretty cool effects in it. But the cover of the movie is really what catches you, and I recall this. There's actually two covers that I've seen. This one, and I wish they would have included the other one, which they didn't. I was a little disappointed in that Vestron did not include the other cover art. The other cover art is not like this alien looking hand. It was more like a robotic arm hand thing that looked like something out of Army of Darkness, and it was holding the shopping bag, and there was like eyes and like body, more parts sticking up through the top. This one here is just the shopping bag with the tear, with the screaming face and some fingers on the top. The other one was a lot different, and the other one was the one I remember from VHS days. So anyway, there's the recent pickups. Hopefully you enjoyed that, a little run through on that. I'm always going to the local record store and buying this stuff, so we'll catch you next time.